Hi, I'm Angela Sharp, and you already know you're watching STL TV, where you get to experience St. Louis. And today we are in for a treat. We are joined by Hannah Dinkel, the Director of Literary Arts at the J, and we've got something big happening. We have the St. Louis Jewish Book Festival coming up, so I'm glad you're here to tell us all about it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, if somebody didn't know anything about the book festival, this is not just go look at books. This is so much more.
It is. So this is a unique opportunity also to engage with the authors that are putting out books on topics that are relevant and important for everyone. And I think that really I would say there's something for everyone. It's if no one had ever been to the book festival, because we have authors that put out memoirs, some are literal household names that have celebrity status, mystery, romance, cookbooks, sports night. It's really something for everyone, and you can either develop your interest that you already have or go and try something out totally new.
I love that you can kind of get up close and personal with some of these authors,
Yes.
kind of hear their stories, how this book came to be, and maybe even if you want to write a book, this would be a great place to kind of learn some information from somebody who's already done it.
Absolutely, and our authors are so gracious that they come to us and they really want to get that audience engagement, and so they obviously are sharing little things from their particular book that's new this year, but also they go very in depth regarding their creative process, and they're very, very gracious with our audience, and even in the signing lines. So you have lots and lots of opportunity to come and interact with our authors.
I love that, and this is starting in November
Yes.
5th, and it goes for quite a few days. So how does it work? Let's say I really like this author, and I want to kind of see what they do, but they're opposite ends of the week.
Sure. So it's by design, actually. So yeah, we have programming that goes from the 5th to the 19th of November this year. And we have individual tickets for sale on ShowPass for any event. If there's an author that you're really interested in seeing, a one-off thing. And then if you're kind of looking at our lineup on our website and decide that there's several things that you'd love to try out and get some familiarity with, then we also sell a festival pass that gets you into everything year-round, including any one-off author events that might happen outside of the festival season.
Year-round. So this
Yes.
is not just the St. Louis Jewish Book Festival you're talking about. You're talking anything that might pop up.
Correct. Yes, the core programming definitely happens in November, but we have authors that come and see us throughout the year, and so that would get you into anything up to next June.
Oh, I love that. Well,
Yeah.
let's talk about some of those authors coming in November.
Sure.
So who are some of the highlights, if you will?
Sure. So we've got some headliners this year. We've got Martin Fletcher visiting us, Rebecca Rosen, Andrew Ray, and Rebecca Minkoff.
Well, let's kind of talk about each of those just a little
Sure,
bit,
of
just
course.
give like a little bit of taste. Now, Mr. Fletcher, I think, is kind of a well-known name, but for those who don't
Yes.
know, kind of give us his backstory.
Sure. So Martin covered Israel in Tel Aviv. He was bureau chief of NBC for over 30 years. So this guy knows his stuff. He knows modern Israel. He is a sweet guy to boot. And he has a new book out called Teachers that kind of follows up on those stories over the years that really kept with him. And also following up in kind of a Where Are They Now? So.
Now, I know
Yeah.
we talked prior to coming out here about this, and he's kind of switched up probably what he thought he was going to be talking about just due to the climate and what's happening.
Yes, exactly. So, he recognizes that he does hold that level of expertise, and he actually has instead elected to come and just let us pick his brain for the entirety of his program and allow the community to come together and have some discourse with someone who truly is an expert in modern Israel and has a lot of analysis and probably even perspectives that we would not have ourselves. So this is a really special opportunity.
Definitely. And even for somebody who maybe doesn't know much about what's happening in Israel, it would be a great way for them to come and learn more and kind of get a hold on what's happening.
Exactly. And he really does have that investment as a teacher, and he really likes it when people learn from him. So he will be, really regardless of your level of understanding, even of the geography, it will be very accessible to everyone.
All right, and who else do we have coming for those headliners?
So we've got Andrew Ray, which is just kind of a full 180. We're starting off very serious, and then Andrew Ray has a new cookbook that follows his YouTube stardom, Binging with Babish. That was his COVID project that he started this YouTube channel to kind of document his epic failures in the kitchen and then how that helped him learn and shape himself as a chef. So he's going to come join us. He's hilarious. I think his failures far outnumber his achievements and things that actually work. But that's what makes it so relatable.
Absolutely.
Is that he's willing to share that process with us because it's not a pretty one, and there's lots and lots of failures. Yeah.
All right, and then who else do we have?
So we've got Rebecca Minkoff, fashion designer and just business extraordinaire. She is a social activist. She's got a podcast, and this is for Women's Night. This is very much an opportunity to amplify a powerful Jewish voice, female voice. We've got a vendor expo beforehand that features women-owned St. Louis area businesses.
Love
you can
that.
come and shop, and then you can come and listen to her talk about her book, which documents being a woman in this crazy business world and a mom and all that entails and
All
those
the
unique
things
struggles.
she's got to do with it.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
And then you have one more headliner.
Yes. So we also have Mitch Albom. I don't think I mentioned him actually. So he's closing our festival. New York Times bestselling author. He is actually engaging with the Holocaust for the first time in his novel writing history. He writes about a couple Holocaust survivors that end up encountering a guard actually that tormented them in the camps, and their destinies kind of become intertwined, and it's a really, really interesting story in a very Mitch Albom way, and he's great. Yeah.
That is awesome. So
Yeah.
those are just headliners, but
Yes.
like we said, November 5th through the 19th. So there's a lot more authors there. And I
Yes.
know you even have a lot of St. Louis authors.
We sure do. We have an entire night actually called Missouri's Own that is dedicated to giving those local voices a chance. And we've got Jeff Bender, who writes about parenting a trans child in Missouri and those unique issues there. We've got Leah Rachel, who talks about raising her biracial child. Martin Snyder, who writes this really fun fictionalized account of a retail family in St. Louis. And then we have Lindy Drew, who covers everything St. Louis in her photography and her narratives. And she's going to come and share her Humans of St. Louis work with us.
I love that. It
Yeah.
sounds like over all these days, there's going to be so many different genres and different vibes, like
Yes.
we said, serious to kind of goofy and fun.
Absolutely.
So you can kind of pick what you would like to go see and
Yes.
go see those ones that kind of strike a nerve in your heart.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
we also talked about this. Now, I know about the J because I have a friend that worked there for many, many years. But some people don't realize that you don't have to be Jewish to go to this. Anybody can go to this.
No, absolutely not. My goodness. All of our programming, even our gym, is very, very much for the St. Louis community and the surrounding communities. We definitely create those opportunities for meaningful Jewish experiences, but this is at the benefit of anyone and everyone. It's a very nurturing and welcoming environment, and come and check out one of our programs for yourself.
And during this time, it probably helps a lot for sort of those of us who aren't Jewish to kind of learn more about what's going on in the thoughts and the feelings. But we did talk about this before the show, and I want to make sure that we mention, very safe. Your programming is going on as normal.
Yes, we have had 2 extremely large programs even since the war broke out, and the show must go on. And you're exactly right that even if these authors are Jewish more by happenstance, and the themes aren't really covered in their book, this is just such an important opportunity for there to be discourse and dialogue, and that these authors really are writing about topics that are important, engaging, entertaining, even for all of us.
Wonderful. Well, let's give everybody that information on where they can find
Yes.
out, check out who they want to see, get those tickets. Give me all that information.
Yes, so I believe you're going to show the website, and that is your landing page for everything. There will be links to Show Pass, where you can buy individual tickets, or you can buy a festival pass. You can get the schedule, anything that you might need, even parking information. We've got a couple venue changes. All of that information is online.
It's all right there on your screen right now. And you also have a couple social media channels that people can keep up with
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
To kind of see what's going on there with you. Is there anything else you want everybody to know other than obviously they should come take in a book review with one of the authors?
Sure. So I would say even if one of these authors is not someone familiar to you, do your diligence and go and read the little synopses that we have on our online brochure and then even in Show Pass, because there's something that's going to speak to you. And even if you haven't heard of them before, it's a great topic, and they all give such wonderful programs.
It is going to be great. Definitely check out the St. Louis Jewish Book Festival. Hannah, thank you so much for joining me today. Again, it's right there on your screen, stljewishbookfestival.org. And of course, you can check out their social media channels. Now, after you do that, make sure you follow us on our social media channels. You can even drop us a line if you'd like. That's going to do it, but keep it right here on STL TV and experience St. Louis.